What would you say is the biggest difference between European theology and African American theology? What would you say are the two biggest differences or challenges that consistently come up or that happen, where that clash happen?
Yeah, that's a great question. Black people are not a monolith, and we know this, and there's, like not just one particular Black culture, but at the same time, there is some broad commonalities to African rooted people. And I think one of those commonalities is Black people, and I mean that in a global sense, but like Black people throughout the continent and the diaspora, I would say are much more holistic in their worldview and the way we see the world and process the world than European people of European descent.
We got to.
Like there's no separation between like economics, politics, faith, religion, family life, physical world, like all of it just flows together. And I think European approach things are much more like segmented and kind of differentiated. And so the way we approach theology is oftentimes much more holistic. I was just talking to an African-American pastor of mine who is a pastor of a predominantly Black church, but he's under a white denomination and he has a lot of white supporters. They actually stopped supporting him because they were critiquing him, saying that he was preaching about worldly things too much, because he was preaching about like budgeting and economics and things like that in his sermons. And these white supporters were saying, you're not supposed to talk about that. We don't need to get into all that. You're just supposed to talk about the gospel and scripture. But he was trying to say, in our community, sometimes the church might be the only place where they might get this kind of training. Right. So I am preaching the Bible, but we don't divorce scripture from economics and all aspects of life, of marriage and family life and politics. We don't separate those things as much. That cultural value that white people have, it gets seen as like conflated with a biblical value, and then it gets imposed on Black and other communities of color